TV. I am Vanessa Coppes, CEO and editor-in-chief of Bella, and I am so excited to have the amazing Elizabeth Sutton with us today. How did we meet? Let's start there.
Well, we met at Coterie, which is the largest fashion accessories wholesale trade show ever, and I had a boss bitch clutch. And you walked in and you said, "That's what everybody calls me. I'm the boss bitch."
Well, to reference a little bit, the first thing I saw was actually butterflies. And everybody who knows me knows that my name means butterfly. So I was immediately attracted to your booth. So I walked in, we started talking, connected right away, and we've been BFFs ever since. So, yeah.
So between the two of us, like, first we thought this meeting was another day. Originally we thought it was a call. She walked in, I thought we were hiring me. She's like, "We're ready to film." I'm like, "I'm in sweatpants going to the airport." So
this is what entrepreneurship really looks like. So I'm so happy actually that we're showcasing the real life, and this is what it actually looks like. So okay, let's dive right in. What compelled you to start your amazing brand?
So just a little bit about me. My name is Elizabeth Sutton, born and raised in New York. I have two incredible kids. I'm a single mother. I'm a self-taught artist. I picked up a paintbrush for the first time ever 4.5 years ago. I lived my life a little bit backwards. I got married young. I grew up.
So it makes sense that we're doing this interview like this. It's all good.
My whole life is pretty much backwards. By the way, my business started backwards. So I would recommend people who know they want to start a business start with a plan. But I think my career in general and certain life experiences I've been through are definitely a message to many that you can do anything you set your mind to. I had absolutely zero professional training in art, in design, in entrepreneurship. I believe I'm building a growing brand. God willing, it'll keep growing. But through that process, I also had a ton of setbacks and losses, which is, I think, why people relate to my brand. I went through a lot of financial loss. I went through I miscarried, which a lot of women experience. A lot of women, they don't necessarily feel comfortable talking about it. I had a very close friend of mine pass away young. She was with me one day, terrible accident the next day. My father-in-law passed away. I got divorced with two very young kids, a 3-week-old baby and a 2-year-old. And then 6 months later, my dear friend and art assistant, I believe I mentioned to you, was killed in my car, leaving my birthday party. And my whole career started and continued through that time. So people kind of saw my life fall apart. My life is lived very much on Instagram, and I didn't get knocked down, thank God, in large part to an incredible team who was around me, friends, family who were there to support me, therapists, grief counselors, whatever needed to be done. And I basically just put all my sadness and struggle into trying to be productive, right? Like, I am now really traumatized, sad, in a very bad financial situation. What's going to get me out of that, And my philosophy was focusing positive energy on making money rather than negative energy, focused on all the bad stuff.
I think that's such a sobering perspective, because I think that we live in this culture where everything is all about perception and what we're putting out there, and the filtering, and and the pretentiousness, and pretending, showing up as one thing on Instagram and then literally having your life fall apart. But you've been so public and open to sharing all those bits and pieces, which in the end is what makes us human, right? It's the human experience, and I think that it's so refreshing to be able to put that message out there and have women that are able to relate and can learn from your own experiences. What are your thoughts?
So I have a lot to say about that, actually. A lot.
Yeah.
I have a love-hate relationship with Instagram. Instagram is responsible for my career.
Yeah.
I love what I do. But at the same time, I feel as though I'm a part of a culture that I don't stand for.
Yeah.
Okay? I am all about keeping it real. You see that piece of art that says keeping it real, but good vibes only?
Yeah.
I don't understand the people who only showcase the good, who make it like life is perfect.
Yeah.
And usually you should know, internally those people are usually the people suffering the most.
Yeah.
But it really portrays an image through a screen to people that then those on the other side of the screen feel like, oh, what's wrong with my life that I don't have this? Oh, they're so perfect. And social media these days really causes insecurities, problems with self-esteem, bullying, and I don't understand why the women and men who are more influential on social media don't try to keep it more real, don't try to
Well, it's like, I think it goes back to, because I know when I was studying branding and marketing, it all goes back to branding and marketing 101, where you're trying, as a brand or as a business, what you need to put out is, it's all aspirational. So I think people are trying to very much, put out something that could be attained, when the reality is, to get to that level, to get to that place, it doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't happen with a click of a button. You have to really put in a lot of hard work. One of the things that I loved, honestly, walking in, I saw you hands dirty getting into, because you have an amazing staff and whatnot, but at the end of the day, this is a representation of you. It's your artwork, and it's like a baby.
It is my baby. I do all the nitty-gritty in my business. You can ask anyone on my team. I'm the first to be doing the nitty-gritty. It's how I learn everything.
Yeah.
And also, why should I'm not a diva like that.
Yeah.
To me, aspiration is, earning things. And I think that people need to understand that more for themselves and stop comparing themselves to others. What's aspirational? Getting an expensive bag?
Yeah.
I think what's aspirational is, how did you earn that expensive bag?
Yeah.
And that's kind of more the message that I try and share. As someone who's focused on building a luxury brand, because my products are expensive.
Yeah.
My art takes anywhere from 40 to 400 hours to paint.
Yeah.
I actually can't afford any of my own stuff, right? If I can't afford it. I'm trying to pay my own bills right now, My struggle is real for real also.
Yeah.
Getting divorced is no joke.
Yeah.
But I'm faced now with a challenge with sales, and I'm like, okay, I've invested a ton of money in packaging and creating a brand experience and a very high quality product and the highest end materials, plating in 24 karat gold, custom molds, custom this, custom that. And I am trying to figure out, what makes consumers purchase the luxury brands. And I was actually speaking on a panel at Bloomingdale's with another friend of mine. She's a mother hustler. Her blog is Hustle Like a Mom. And I was speaking at this panel, and I asked the audience, I said, why do you buy, I'm not going to say the particular brand name, it doesn't matter, Chanel, Gucci, Prada, it really doesn't matter. And the answer was, because other people know it's expensive. Okay? Now that's something that I need to fight, right? Like, as a brand, I either need to make the whole world know that my brand is expensive so people want to buy it because it's expensive, but that's actually not why I want people to buy my brand.
Yeah.
I want people to buy my brand and support me and my team and everything that my team represents because they support me as an individual, because they believe that I do good things with my brand, that my brand is philanthropic, which it is. We do tons of charity. I met with Vivian the other day. I'll tell you about it after.
Awesome.
My company has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars since we started working. I really do try and give back. I try and be a good mother. I try and be a strong woman. I try and give as much advice and help to as many people as I can, and I keep a lot of that off social because I don't need people to know.
Yeah.
That's the truth. My team's around me and sees the weird things I do. I try to help, and they probably are all like, "What is wrong with this girl?" type of thing. But
I'm sure my team members the same thing about me sometimes. But yeah, I think that when you're just good natured and have the intention of just being intentional also with what you're putting out in the world, it's a dance that you can't shake. And that's just how it is.
But I kind of am like, I wish I could change society, but you can do what you can, but I've found that you can change the micro and not the macro, so I might have to target those people who do want to support the single hustling mama, who supports women and charities and mentors, but that's some people, like I said, they just want other people to know that what they bought is expensive. And they don't necessarily care about quality, and I'm like stuck in a catch-22 of my brand because my brand is luxury, and very often, the people who can relate to my circumstances might not have the funds to, just like I don't.
Yeah.
So I'm navigating those waters a little bit now, and business in general, and being an entrepreneur is all about problem solving.
Well, I know that I heard, I believe I heard you on a live or on a video that you went to on social, after the Coterie, you went international, so so clearly you're putting a lot of really amazing stuff out there, and you're doing the work. So what would be your one piece of advice for a mother, single mom, married, whatever the case may be, who decided to wake up this morning and start her own hustle, her own business?
Okay, so I think I told you mine happened backwards. I wouldn't recommend that. If you know you want to start a career and you want to start working, start with a plan, right? Like, write it out. Do everything, like, properly from the beginning, because it's going to be that much more work correcting it.
Yeah.
Form an LLC. Figure out the name of your company. Create a proper logo and marketing, branding strategy, right? It's all about marketing, branding. You'll check out my products. I invest heavily in my packaging and brand experience. Open the proper bank account. Keep things separate. Make sure you have a bookkeeper who's going to be on your revenues, expenses from the beginning. Know to expect, to have to put money into marketing dollars, to gifting, stuff like that. Research the market. What are you trying to do, right? And how is it going to fill a need in the market? This is a very saturated market. What is going to be your point of differentiation for your brand that's going to distinguish you from all the other brands out there? Because everyone is fighting for dollars.
100%, yeah.
So for me, my points of differentiation in my designs, because I design a lot of things in addition to my fine art. I do tile. My tile won Best in Show at the biggest hospitality convention in the country.
Yeah.
I do wallpaper. I do fashion accessories. I do home accessories. I am launching rugs, lighting. So but where is my point of differentiation in my entire brand? I'm an artist. I'm a painter. That's what distinguishes me from every other designer out there. All my designs stem from my fine art. They're all adaptations of my paintings that I then create into additional designs.
Yeah. Amazing.
So if you have a good voice and you want to do exercise videos type of thing, film yourself on time-lapse and make the sound to the time-lapse you singing, right? Like, whatever it is that's going to be your kitschy item, that's your point of differentiation.
Well, we'll set you apart from the other people, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Super important.
Yeah.
Super important. Ask
Well,
people
I think
for
you have
help.
a very unique style, and I think that that's something that people obviously are always drawn to. It's just something that they want what's different, what's new, what's popping, and I think that your artwork is extremely beautiful. Where can people shop? Where can people find you?
People, first of all, follow me on Instagram if you want to see my crazy, hectic, chaotic life. Elizabeth Sutton Collection. You can check out my website where you can browse all my products. You can browse my fine art, and actually have a lifestyle blog. I write recipes. I talk about resilience, entrepreneurship. Ultimately, I'm going to start a series where I interview people like you. So I'd love to invite you to be on to interview you. I'm launching a podcast. But one thing I was going to say is, if a woman, anyone really, starting a business, do not be afraid to ask for help, okay? Make a long list of every single contact that you know that you think could help you in any way, shape, or form, and hit them up.
Yeah.
The worst thing that can happen is they don't answer.
Yeah, or they say no.
Okay, and you know what? If they say no, that wasn't the right opportunity for you. Many people are going to say yes. Don't forget gratitude, okay? Don't forget to pay it forward one day. But really, if you're afraid to ask for help, you're never going to get anywhere. I ask for people for help all day, every day. I ask you for help. I need exposure.
Yeah.
Bella gives exposure. Exactly. And when someone does say no, you cannot be too sensitive. Don't let it hurt your feelings. It's not personal. Either they're not in their position to help you, it's not the right time for them. Everybody has their own stuff going on that you don't know about, so just don't take things personally. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Elizabeth.
Thank you for having me.